I don't know if this is what you're looking for, but this is such a cool feature of Alpha Anywhere that you should know about it anyway. And it does exactly what you were asking about in your message post. So I've got a grid, and we'll just have a quick preview of this. It's just based on a products table. So here we've got product name, product description. So we're going to take this data once we pop it up and fill in a UX component controls with it, with the data from this table. So let's close that. Let's go to the UX component. Really simple stuff, category, product. It's not bound to a table at all. It could be. It doesn't really matter. But what I've got on category ID, and this is right in here, one of the options you get is a lookup. You tell it what you want to look up. So in this case, a grid component. And then you get to build a lookup definition. So the grid name, you get to pick the grid. So that's our grid that we pick. The dynamic grid name, you can look into that a little bit more. That makes it really nice as well. So you can just figure out which grid that you want to look up. You don't have to take that grid, but you can take another one depending on other conditions in your component or your application. Set a window title, height, width, where it's going to display, if it's resizable, all the rest of that stuff. And a select link label that's going to show up along with your grid. So this is going to be put into your grid by Alpha. And now onto the good stuff. Field mapping. So here, so I'll just delete this field so we can put it back in. Here we're seeing that our target fields are going to be placed into our source fields. So if I'm going to add another one, so a field in this component, product description, is going to be filled in with this field. And so I'll click OK here. So we're just telling it to pick, since we picked the grid, we're just telling it which items in the grid we want to grab the data from and fill into our UX component. So I'm going to grab them. I'm going to grab them all, and I'm going to click OK there. So the other, it's icons, so that's all normal stuff. Now, the other part is, you said you were filtering your grid. This does it for you. So we can click this box that says has a dynamic filter, and oops, wrong one. Oh, that should be clicked. So we want to reset the filter after the selection is made. That's good. But this dynamic filter, let's go and build that. We turn that on. Let's go and build that. And what we can do, I'll just delete this. So we'll add a filter condition. So field in the lookup grid. So category ID equals a value from the record, from field in the record that you're editing. So we're in our UX component. I'm going to be typing something into the category ID, and it's going to equal stuff in the lookup grid. So that's going to be our filter. And you can have if it's a multi-part key, you can fill in as much information as you need. It's going to have to come from your UX component, but still you can do it. So that's great. So filter mode, that's great. Static filter, I didn't change anything else in here. So that's that. So we're all set. I'm going to save this. I'm going to hit live preview. There's our UX component. Nothing going on in there. You'll see this has been put in by having it being a lookup field. I'm going to type in the number 1 and click this. Up pops my grid. Very nice. You'll notice this select link has been placed in by Alpha, and I've been filtered. So it's all category ID 1. So I can close this, and there's actually an option in there to say that I have to select a record as well. I didn't click that on, and that's in the lookup definition. So if I hit 2, I just wanted to show you that it's filtered on category number 2, so that's good. And so now I'm going to select, nothing terribly exciting in there, but it all flows through. I'm going to pick another one. Select this first one here, and you can see the information just flows right in. Don't have to write any code, and it's just a great option and a great feature of Alpha. So I hope that's helped.